So let's get started with the interview. Could you please introduce yourself and what you do?
I'm Antoni Abad. I'm an artist. For the last 15 years, or maybe a little bit more, I've been working mostly with various groups in risk of exclusion and using mobile phones so they can use them as a megaphone to express themselves. And I work with gypsies, I work with immigrants, I work with refugees, displaced people, for instance in Colombia, ex-guerrilla people, with motorcycle messengers in Sao Paulo in Brazil, or with taxi drivers in Mexico City. So what we were doing is having these editorial meetings with where the participants propose, discuss and decide about what they want to talk about, what they want to express to the rest of society. During the week, they use the mobile phones with the application we've done in all those years. It had various versions. This application where they were able to publish voice, images, video. And in some of the projects, at some point in 2006, we started also using geolocation. So we were able to go ahead with collective maps that were representing some of the matters that they wanted to talk about. Many people think, this is a social network. It's not, because in the social networks, people communicate remotely normally, And instead, in those projects, the people that the participating people, they meet together, they get to know personally, It creates a situation, that articulates the group, and they continue with the project. So, it's not sending things like, my selfie to you and you to me, or on the social network for everybody to see it, but it's the voice of the group that knows each other that is projected to the rest of society. I don't consider myself a technological artist or an electronic artist, okay? I only use technology when I need it. For instance, if I could draw an idea with a pencil, I will not use, a virtual reality helmet, Of course, sometimes you need, I've never used it because I never had an idea to do something with a helmet, but I don't know, maybe one day, if I need it, I will use it. Or in these projects of the Megaphone and Net era, or the latest projects with blind people, blind and visually impaired people, if it could be done with a tam-tam, I will use it, but you cannot do it, okay? You cannot do it at the moment because the signals of the rhythm most probably would not be understood by people. So I needed technology, and when I found one evening in 2003 this telephone, browsing the internet that had all together these two technologies that were the facility to record fragments of reality with using audiovisual technology, and also theoretically the possibility of publish it immediately on the internet, I thought that was a technological megaphone, that it was necessary, to write the code you know, to put these things together, you know, and show it in a web page. You know, that is what at the moment we were able to do.
In these interviews, we are exploring the relationship between art, science and technology. What are your views and ideas of this space between these three fields?
Well, I think they were together for the whole history, no? Because you always get technology, you know, when you have to paint a cave, you know, you need to invent a technology to paint it, you know, and this is also science, you know. I mean, for me, it's not something that is new. It's been always there, you know. It's kind of a human thing, you know, to put things together, you know, to express ideas. Uncertainty has been always there. And now I tell it in talking about me, but I think uncertainty is the fuel of life at the end, you know, as the world is, you know, because is you never know. So, so I guess you get used to uncertainty, or at least I got used to it, you know, it's part of it. I'm always thankful to finding this phone one evening on the internet and having this idea of using it as a megaphone for groups, because my life before that idea, that thing that happened that day, it was the one of the artists that is inside the studio thinking about the sublime, you know. And this, you get bored, you know, when you are trying, you know, to do these marvelous things. Instead of that, having the chance and the honor, you know, that I had during these 15 years, and I actually continue, of being in the street with real people, talking about real things, about needs, about wills, about, you know, is something, all these people that I would rarely meet, you know, it has been something marvelous.